Hey guys, it's Hans Hobbies, and today I have a unboxing video because I got a box in from Tower Hobbies, those wonderful, wonderful people at Tower Hobbies. And I also kind of have a life update. I finally completed college, so I'm going to be officially getting my mechanical engineering degree very soon. But in the meanwhile, I've been looking for jobs, and I finally got into a full-time salary position, so that's super exciting for me. And kind of to celebrate, I decided to pick up a few stuff from Tower Hobbies, mainly another Tamiya kit, because I can't help myself but be addicted to these Tamiya kits. But while I was there, I decided to pick up a couple other stuff because Tower Hobbies was also having their 50th anniversary sale event going on, and they always have good deals and stuff. So but the first thing I want to talk about was this. I picked this up. This is the Pearl White Tamiya paint for Lexan polycarbonate bodies. This is the final puzzle piece for a build I am almost finished with. I just need to finish the body and then I'm done with it. So really excited to get this finished. Probably sometime this week, and then I'm really excited to show you guys because it's something quite special. So we'll probably do a full video on that. And then the box you see on the table here, this is not the kit. This is the Tamiya Sand Scorcher body set. So I picked this up because Tower Hobbies had it in stock for like 50 bucks. And these Tamiya bodies usually end up getting pretty expensive pretty fast if you buy them later on eBay or something. So I decided to just have one in stock, just in case, especially with how hard I run my Sand Scorcher. That body's bound to get destroyed at some point. But also in case I wanted a Sand Scorcher body for like a project or something, I thought it'd be pretty cool to have. And with the 50th anniversary coupon that they had going on, I basically got this body for free, which is the main reason I decided to pick it up. So here we have the main body shell, and you can tell it's the Sand Scorcher shell because it doesn't have the hole in the side. It only has one hole, and it's farther forward. And yeah, that's it. That's how you can tell it's a Sand Scorcher shell and not a Monster Beetle or Blitzer Beetle shell. Just a quick tip for anybody who's wondering. Also, the fact that it's molded in white also helps. The Monster Beetle and the Blitzer Beetle are molded in red and black respectively. The windshield pieces, it's got some of the chrome pieces, the side view mirrors that are inevitably going to be destroyed if you blow on it too hard. The hardware, and also like this extra like body mount for the back, which is nice. This would be a really annoying piece to have to buy separately on my Sand Scorcher if it ever got ruined. And then the main face piece here. Another reason I really picked this body up was I really wanted just this exhaust piece, and you can't really get that separately. And any like engine detail pieces you can get for the Sand Scorcher separately cost as much as the whole body anyway, so I just decided to pick this up on Tower Hobbies. This exhaust piece I'm going to use for my CC01 Sand Scorcher build, or a Beetle build, so that works out. Has the extra driver figure in there and everything as well. And then the instruction manual for the body. Sorry if my voice is kind of cracky today. It's early in the morning. And then here we have the extra decal sheet. And I really like the fact that the re-release decals are pre-cut, because my least favorite part about a build is actually the body and the decals. It just takes a lot of time. Like, once it's finished, I really enjoy doing it, but like, if I don't have to, I'd rather not, because I really want to go out and drive it more than look at it. But yeah, I really like that they're pre-cut. That saves me a lot of time when I have to use those decals. But yeah, that's the Sand Scorcher body that I picked up. And then the final and main piece that I picked up was actually a pretty special kit. So while I'm closing this up, I'll tell you a story that you might have heard in some of my previous videos, but in high school, basically my only operating RC kit was the Tamiya CC01, and that's really the kit that kept my foot in the door in the hobby, and what allowed me to re-spark my love for the hobby and have it grow as much as it has now. So decided to pick up this CC02 Mercedes-Benz G500. Now, I know this kit has been out for a long while, and why I haven't jumped at this kit as soon as it came out was for a few reasons. Um, One main reason was my favorite part about the CC01 chassis was the fact that it was an independent front suspension chassis, and also that came in a lot of different like cool body options. But I was kind of disappointed to find out that the CC02 was going to be solid axle, and then also the first body available for it was going to be the Mercedes-Benz G500. Now, there's nothing wrong with the G500. It's a cool looking truck, and a lot of people like it, but it just doesn't do anything for me personally. So which is why I wasn't really ecstatic about it. And also, ironically, and Tamiya trolling us again, they made the chassis solid axle, but then the first body they offer with it is an independent front suspension vehicle. So, okay, it's just like how on the CC01, half the bodies available for it were solid axle vehicles, like the Unimog, both versions of the Unimog, the Land Rover, the Defender, the Bronco, Jeep, Jeep Wrangler. There's an FJ40. Like a lot of vehicles for it, a lot of bodies for it were solid axle bodies. And I'm really looking forward to them eventually releasing those bodies for this truck as well. They do have a Unimog version that has been announced and will be coming out very, very soon. But I'm just too impatient. I couldn't wait for it. And also that version was a little bit slightly more expensive anyway, so I just picked this one up. But yeah, you can kind of tell with how flexy the box is. I've already opened this, and this is only the lid. And just wanted to show you around the box real quick. Just nothing too special. It's their modern box art, so it just has like the photograph of the kit instead of an artist depiction. But throwing that aside, I just mainly wanted to talk about some key parts instead of showing you every single part. Excuse me. Because, every CC01 unboxing you're going to see is going to have the exact same parts in it. But I just wanted to give you my thoughts on some of the parts of the car. So the main thing is the extra bonus part that's included with this kit is the LED set. I have had a few of these before with some Tamiya kits. They're not the most durable light kit, and also it's kind of weird how you have to use like a weird adapting plug to make it operate. And I'm not a huge fan of these LED sets. They don't really seem to have any real function. They just like have solid lights, which is cool, but like there's a lot cheaper ways to do that nowadays. So I usually don't pick these up unless they come with the kit. So that's that. Another part is the TBLE02S speed control. This is a standard speed control they've been including with their kits for a long while now. From what I've heard, the Unimog version, a lot of the new kits that have been released, like the Black Edition, Grasshopper 2, the DTO1 RX Memorial Buggy, and a lot of the newer kits come with a new TBLE03, I think, speed control, which is pretty interesting. I am excited to eventually pick up one of those kits with that speed control and try that one out. But this kit and this speed control, I'm a huge fan of. They've worked fantastic for me. They have very few failure rates as far as quality control goes. I think over 10, 15 of these that I've had before. Only one of them has ever failed. And it was partly my fault. So really like this, but I won't be using this speed control for this build because I'm doing like a crawler trail truck build and I need a drag brake, and this doesn't have it. Second thing is the axles. These are a new design by Tamiya. These are the front and rear axles. Completely different from the CC01 axle. The CC01 axle doesn't allow for steering components, which is why they had to design a new axle. And this axle looks a little bit more realistic than the CC01 axle because it has a kind of like a diff cover looking thing. So I think that's why they went with that. I quite like the look of it. They're the pumpkin is a little bit large, but I think it's because they use their like typical standard differential they use for a lot of their kits, which is why they're kind of limited there. But overall, it's a pretty decent, interesting looking axle. Kind of reminds me of my CR01. So I'm quite keen to see how these axles go together and how they actually perform on the trail and on the rocks. Another elephant in the room is the wheels and tires that this thing comes with. Comes with basically standard CC01 style wheels and tires. So this is, I believe this is a new mold for the G-Wagon. I don't know if this is what the G-Wagon wheels look like in real life. Someone can tell me in the comments. But I quite like the look of these wheels. They have a nice silver sheen to them as well. They're painted very well, molded very well, typical Tamiya. But for my trail truck build and the particular build I'm going with, I think I'm going to be doing like a military style build. So obviously these wheels and tires won't work for that. And also they kind of look like street wheels. So I'll probably save these for like an on-road car or something like that. And then obviously the infamous CC01 tires. They're hard and crap as always. But if you are trying to build a shelf queen, these are excellent tires because they're so hard. You can leave them on the shelf for a long while and there's no way they're gonna get any harder than this, and they won't develop flat spots. And they look quite nice. Just unfortunately they don't perform very well, so that is something to keep in mind. But they are quite long lasting and look nice, so that is that if you are interested in that. There's actually 3 different versions of CC01 tires. This is one of them. Another one's kind of like a weird Cybertron looking street tread. And then the final one is the more aggressive like mud terrain. Oh wait, is this? Yeah, the more aggressive looking mud terrain style. So it has a little bit more aggressive treads on it than this more like all terrain or street tire tread. They're all terrible. They're all pretty trash. So probably won't be using these tires either. They're probably gonna go in my spare parts box immediately. And then finally, well not finally, I still have the body to talk about. But I'll just talk about it real quick because people might want to see it. Here's the G500 body. It's molded excellently as always because it is a Tamiya body. Nice, decently thick Lexan as well, so it should be plenty durable. I'm gonna be doing like a military style build, like I said, so it's gonna be like flat green. And the wheels and tires I have for it is actually these like 1.55 wheels and tires, way more sticky. The steel wheel look will look a lot better with the military build, so that's that. And then here's like the chrome parts and the detail parts. I'll be painting these in military green, obviously, because you know that's what it is. The front light buckets are bolted on as far as I'm aware, and then the rears are taped on, but you have this huge space for tape, so that's not coming off anytime soon. Side view mirrors and all that good stuff. So yeah, pretty nice. I really like these Tamiya spare wheel covers because it makes it look like you have a spare wheel without the weight of an actual spare wheel. So performance wise and scale detail wise, they are pretty nice. But in that back, the final piece is this chassis, the Tamiya CC02 chassis. We have the main chassis tub here, and this is kind of reminiscing to the old CC01, kind of a small tub here what the transmission goes into, except this time the transmission is a separate part, which is really nice. That's a big complaint for a lot of people that had the CC01 was the fact that the transmission was integrated into the chassis. So if you damage your transmission, not the gears, but the actual transmission case, you have to replace the entire chassis, which is quite annoying. So they went and remedied that. Nice little Tamiya logo molded on there. That's very nice. The plastic through the bag, at least, it feels very nice, hard, quality ABS. Tamiya definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to plastics. And then the most controversial, one of the controversial parts about the CC02 is the fact that the main chassis rails is plastic. A lot of people were disappointed about that because the CR01 had a metal chassis and most crawlers have metal chassis, but Tamiya went with a plastic one. My two comments on that is one, they are a plastic model company, so not really surprised they went and used as much plastic as possible. And two, these chassis don't really go through that much stress anyway, especially with how limited the capabilities of this truck is. So you're never gonna stress this chassis, and also the plastic is way lighter than a metal chassis would be, so it reduces center of gravity as well. So I actually quite like this chassis being plastic. I don't really mind. I honestly wouldn't mind if like SCX10s had plastic chassis. Like it really wouldn't matter to me. And then this new receiver box is also very, very nice. I really like that. But that's it for this. It was kind of a long video because I have a lot to say about the CC chassis. I like them quite a bit. But really excited to get this thing built up. And if you guys want to see it completed and built and running videos and all that good stuff, or just any other RC videos on my channel, you can check me out. And subscribe, comment down below, give me a like, all that good YouTube shenanigans. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.